Hello there everyone and welcome to bitparade.co.uk's look at A Wolf in Autumn. Now this is a game by David Syzmanski, who, as you can see at the bottom, has done a few games now, and they've done well on BitParade. They've found an audience, or for me at least. I don't know if the other writers have played any of his games. I put the Moon Sliver, which you can see here, in our indie games of the year last year. Fingerbones is actually a free game, which I also mentioned in the same article. The Moon Sliver is quite creepy, intense. It's very, it's interesting. I mentioned it the other day on something else actually, but and the Music Machine, which came out this year, which is I think probably his best game. Um, they're all very similar in their, or Music Machine and Moon Sliver at least are um, more walking simulators, I guess, in that there's very little there to do. Whereas this takes more after Wolf and Autumn takes more after Fingerbones, um, which is slightly more puzzle to it, but it's very sort of story orientated. And in this case, you play it single sitting around 1 hour. It says to use headphones, which obviously I'm not doing. Well, I am, but it's my headset. So let's begin. Just one thing, I'll read this out for you as well, although it is supposed to be read by a woman, which I am not. But I'm also using my Steam controller, which it works fine for this. I mean, I've had to I've had to alter the run button. I've changed the haptic feedback, and I should maybe have moved it so it moves a bit quicker. But I think that'll possibly make for a better viewing experience for you. Anyway, so it says. He left the evening before, and as the sun followed another sleepless night, her fury remained, fury and pride. I'm still proud, she thought, even now, if only because a lack of pride would omit the wasted years and make them real and give them power. I've tasted the poison and felt the need that surpasses all other needs, and I sit here refusing to waste away, while others like me sit in rotten houses and rotting couches, staring blankly at blank walls, thinking and seeing nothing. And yet men's eyes pass me on the street and judge me from a glance. I am still proud because I have lived more life than they will ever know. I have lived it freely as a woman and seen the worst of its ruin, and I am still proud. Even now. And proud I will remain until I am nothing at all. I have seen the ruin, and I have pleasured myself with all and any, and I have no zealotry left, no ambition, or hope in a changed world, but this is how I have lived, and I am proud of it, because pride is the mark of a woman, and when life has burned to ashes, the pride will still remain, and when truth and faith and hope and certainty have burnt too, it will remain, and when I am nothing at all, and the needles and their poison have finally sucked me dry, and my daughter spits my name contemptuously, it will not matter, because I have not lived more because I have lived more life than I will ever know, and I have lived it as a woman, and I've seen it ruin, and even when the pride cannot hide the wasted years, and I know it was all nothing, and scream silently that it was all for nothing, and despair that all the fucking and the pleasures and the pride were nothing, nothing at all. Even then, when the needles and their poison have sucked me dry, and my daughter spits my name contemptuously, the pride cannot hide the wasted years, and the pleasured memories cannot drown out the scream. Even then, something, somewhere will know I live freely as a woman, and even in death I will be proud. And even when the world burns to ashes, they will know it still. There you go, a game by David Syzmanski. Let's go quiet while this happens.
Look at the waves, sweetie. Aren't they pretty?
So, I have the sound down very, very low on this. So I may be missing stuff, I apologise. So this is where we start, and there you go, there's a key in here. Now I did get stuck on the game for a while, I should say. I have played through it. It doesn't take long, and this is obviously going to contain some spoilers, but I want to get to the point where it takes a turn, and so it might not take me too long, and I apologise if I step all over the game a little bit. Hopefully there's enough left there for you. I'm not going to solve the puzzle that I got stuck on. I just want to get to the bit where it gets a bit... so, we need to get out of here. And so a pair of metal scissors. And what I will say as well is you can't keep... There's no inventory. So I have to use these scissors on something. There you go. Scissors are fairly dull, but after a few tries I managed to cut the string. So let's chuck them and pick the key up. So is this an ice pick? Okay. So key. So I unlock the door. I need to drop the key to pick that stuff up. Now I think he I don't know if this is deliberate that you have to do that. I don't know if it's to make you feel unsafe, because it seems weird that you'd have to drop a key to open a door. I managed to get in and out of my house all the time without having to do that. So I think it is something that he's considered. It's just for whatever reason he's done this. I should also say that this cost me 90p on Steam. So even if even if I've played too much of this, I think I'll say it now. I think it's worth probably picking up for 90p. So you can probably hear a noise here. Yeah, it's this. So I'll have a quick look around. So that looks like some sort of cellar. The graphics on this are great. If I say great, that's maybe an overstatement. The music machine, he clearly learnt some lessons there about light, and I had to follow him on Twitter, and it's something he you could see the progress on Twitter as he was just essentially just dicking around, pissing about a bit. So I've still got this key, so I'm gonna I don't know if there's anything in here that I really need. Alright, there we go, the key unlocks it. So you have to be quite precise. So there's stuff in here, scissors, knife, broken glass. But let's let this play out.
Sweetie, it's Mom. Listen to me. This is very important. You need to stay put. Don't leave the fenced-in area. Don't go into the basement. Don't mess with that machine outside. Just don't go anywhere, all right? Stay in the shed and wait for me. There are some dangerous animals loose, and I don't want you to get hurt. Everything is going to be fine. Just do as I say.
So, there's to try and peek through the fence. This is where I think it's a problem me having already played it. It's probably more it'd probably be more tedious watching me struggle along, but you're not going to get the experience of not knowing what to do. So I'll have a bit of a look around. So we've got a torch there that I'm just going to leave there. We've got a lighter here, and some pliers, and a candle, pool of water, broken glass. Yeah, so let's have a look. So we've got this box here. This is clearly so a brass panel held in place with odd square screws. So we need to find a screwdriver. We don't have one in our shed, but there's another shed here. So we've got chain there, and piece of rope. So let's find something to get that open. I actually did a lot of this quite quickly. Being the outside part wasn't the bit where I was struggling. Wire cutters, that should do. So it's very oversaturated, and I apologise in advance. Oh my god, if David Syzmanski is watching this, but I've reviewed a few of his games now, and I've been critical of the graphics in the past, and I like that he knows his limitations and has done something about it, like has found ways around it, is commendable. Whether or not you like the look of this, I guess, is something different, but it's clearly he's made the effort. So.
Sweetie, you have to stop messing with things. I know you love to explore and play with machines, but this is for your own good. You won't be safe if you don't mind me and stay put.
So I have to admit I can't hear the text that's being said or the speech. So we found so the first time you click on stuff you get a bit of text, and then the second time you pick it up. So again, I don't really want to race through this. We don't really need this anymore. So let's bin that. So I'm gonna take this, but I'm gonna turn the volume up as well a little bit, because I really like the performance on for the mother. But yeah, you can't press this button without dropping stuff, which is where it's maybe less than ideal.
You're disobeying your mother, Autumn. Disobedient girls get punished.
And the trees have many eyes.
They see everything. They judge everything. And the wolves know too. And I know. Don't touch that machine. Stop getting into things. Don't try my patience.
So one of the details before I do that comes up is I think it's supposed to lift the door open. Pipe looks really weird. Let's see if I can do it. A machine for opening the door. So I think you're supposed to lift this door. It's too heavy for me to lift. I wish I had two working hands. That's one of the things I like about David Syzmanski is little moments of text like that aren't just throwaway. They're part of the. They become important. They're not forgotten. So let's turn this valve. So that opens these up, and I think this will let me in now. So it does just go black for a bit. So it is very, very black. I initially didn't see that bit. I must have moved the mouse too quick, and I was just staring at this, and you can't do anything. So it seems to indicate if water is flowing through the pipe or not. There's probably some way to control water flow from outside. So got a torch. There's probably a light switch or something around. So we won't mess about in the drawers too much. We will try and find the light switch. Uh-oh. I kind of want to find the light switch before I answer that, because this is about the point where I'm gonna stop. But I just want to show you a bit more of what's down here. I think one of the light switches here. Yeah. So that's one thing you can do is you just chuck the light switch down. Sorry, the torch down, and then it lights up the area pretty well. Which we will do here. And we'll go up here, and okay, you can't see that, so there is. I can't see it. There we go. Oh, the lighter. There we go. So it's going to light things a little bit better. So we will. I'll do something, but you see there's needles there. Not everything in this is usable, but yeah. So I don't want to solve too much more, but so basically we've got, just to give you a setup for this, we've got a locked door here. And we've got this here which is locked. Oh, it's not locked. So we've got a fuse, batteries, another syringe. Don't know what happens if you use all the syringes. I didn't bother, but we're gonna answer this call.
What part of don't go into the basement don't you understand? I've tried being nice, and apparently you're too stupid for nice. So get back in your little shed and wait there quietly until I decide what to do with you.
Or do you want to die?
Okay, it's not the one that I thought it was. So we're gonna still explore a little bit. Also, this is horrible. Turn that back off. He's been watching a bit of Lynch, so I think there's a screwdriver in there, batteries. There's a hammer. So what I'm going to do actually is there's you can't see it here, but there's a fuse box up there. And this is just a sort of nothing thing, but you can see it there. We found those fuses, so I'm gonna go and sort that now. Take it. There we go. So yeah, like I say, Steam controller's alright for this. Works alright. So we got the light working ish. So what do we need to do? This thing. I still don't know what that is. I completed it and I don't know what that is. We need to sort the water out in here, which we're not going to be able to do yet. Syringes, knives. So let's chuck that down. It's nailed to the door and it's blocking it from opening. So the axe seems like a good shout. I can't lift it with only one hand. So I don't know where I put the lighter. Where did I put the lighter? I chucked it and I don't know what I did. Oh, it's there. Right. So there we go. Oh, cool. A hammer. So I won't show much else of what's in here, but let's get into this door. Using your full body weight, you are able to pry the nails out of the board. You pull it out. I didn't get to see the rest of that. So it's very dark. So I'm going to leave it there because there's puzzles to solve in there. So like I say, I completed this. I did get a bit stuck. I knew what I solved it. I knew what to do. I just getting in the right order was not. It took me longer than it should have done. Which hard to know. You know, it's easy sometimes when you mess up to just go, well, it's bad design, and I don't know if it is bad design or whether it was just I didn't. Yeah, but there are small little things I need to. I don't want to. As a sort of preview video, which is this what this is supposed to be. I don't want to sort of colour your view on this game by dropping in little complaints, but there are things, like I say, it's very easy to not click on things when you're actually quite close to it, and I had that getting into the cellar as well, where I was like, okay, so am I not going in? Am I not supposed to go in? And similarly, getting out, you don't walk out, you have to select the stairs. So that is something that just little things like but I think something might be either it's just the quirk of Unity that this is his first Unity game, I think, or it's some way deliberate, because this has come out fairly quickly after the Music Machines came out in, I think, March, fairly early in the year, and this obviously is October. Sounds like it's been ready for a little bit, and it's sort of time to come out with Halloween. So yeah, it's not a traditional horror. It tells a kind of tells a story. It's analogous. I think that's the word. And I quite like that. I think it's the thing that I like about his games is they tell a good story. And yeah, so this is one of them. I'm not entirely sure. I think I know what is going on with the characters. But I don't. Yeah, it's not as simple. I mean, he said that it's a game that should be played through twice. He also mentions the text at the start, the bit I was reading where I sort of lost track of it halfway through. That is supposed to not have punctuation. He's not just not put any in. Well, again, whether or not you like that is up to you, I guess. I can see what he's going for, and I don't mind it. It does. I'd quite like the commas to add the pace. I'm a big different ways of writing, I guess. I'm a big fan of short, not necessarily short sentences, but short chunks of speech to bring pace into it, and to Whereas if you don't have that, I think it can. You don't necessarily get the flow, but that is a deliberate thing that he's going for, is to not have the flow, because it's a stream of consciousness, and it's supposed to be a troubled mind, which I think does come across. So yeah, but like I say, I like this, and I like. We're not getting to the bit that I really liked, but I guess it's good that I'm leaving you with something. So yeah, like I say, it's like £1 on Steam. So give it a look. It's called The Wolf in Autumn. Give his other games a look. The Music Machine is a fucking great little story. Not a laugh a minute, and it's a bit weird, but the actual sort of crux of what it is it's kind of like profoundly horrible, like Edgar Allan Poe horrible kind of thing. So yeah, like give his games a look. I think Fingerbones may be free on Steam. It's certainly free outside of Steam. The Moon Sliver, I liked. It's a bit more basic, but I did quite like that. Fingerbones is very similar to this, but I had issues where I was like bumping into walls and stuff. Like my character was bigger than the room. It felt like, which going down the stairs and stuff. So slightly rough around the edges, whereas this is obviously a bit better. Well, significantly better, I think. But I like the story of Fingerbones as well. But yeah, thanks for watching. This has been for bitparade.co.uk. Come and visit us on the site, and have a look around the YouTube channel as well, because we've got various other things up at the minute with BlazBlue Chrono Phantasma Extend, I think, is the most recent video that we've put up. But yeah, like I say, come and visit us at bitparade.co.uk. I hope you liked this video. I hope I haven't spoiled too much. There's plenty of puzzle. Well, not plenty of puzzle. It's like I say, it's not a long thing, but yeah, I do think it's worth getting. Like I say, it's only £1, and I think it's an interesting little story. Okay, thanks for watching.